Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Murphy's Island Emporium, where if it can go wrong, it already has. I'm Jack, this is my coffee break, so let's sit back and enjoy the show. Well, I guess the first thing that we need to do, right? We're gonna have to put our stuff down. And since this is challenge mode, I get to actually think about a budget. Which is very fun. Have to admit, like, I love Sandbox, but sometimes the lack of constraints is actually more taxing than it should be. So it's nice sometimes to just have something simple and plain with an obvious objective. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's all we really need. Can we just connect like normal people? Oh, because something's floating. Well, let's think about this, right? We've got this whole plot of land, but it's not very big. I think I kind of want this to be sort of the back, and then we'll make, I don't know, maybe this an entrance? I don't know. What path do we want? Do crazed, wooden, au natural, gold. Gold path. Has anybody ever actually used the gold path? I just gotta know. Yeah, that's cute. That's fun. We can do something like that, I guess. I don't want to decorate too much because since we're in challenge mode, we have absolutely no unlocks. Need a workshop and a research center, but yeah, I've got absolutely nothing except for like the base game. I'm gonna have to work around that for a little bit while we get the zoo started. What do we want to build for? What do we want to build for? We could build for bush dogs. That might be cute. And this is our only male, so... not ideal, but we're gonna work with it. Now this, dear viewer, is what I like to call a bit of an oopsie. See, if you watched any of my tutorials before, you know that I specifically say, do not start your zoo with carnivores. And here's the thing, right? It's not that you can't, like you're somehow not allowed, like the game will let you. It's that you shouldn't. I also specifically say not to get animals with a water requirement so we can save on mechanic bills. And you know what the bush dog is? It's a carnivore with a water requirement. The thing is, it's not a big deal right now because they're just so small. It's not like they're going to eat us out of house and home. And they require so little water that honestly I can just change it out manually when it gets dirty. I'll just, give them a faucet or whatever, so it's not going to be that bad. That said, if you're going to be playing along with me, there are so many better choices I could have made for, like, a starter carnivore. Sand cats, one of our many fox species. Those would have been such better choices. I didn't make them. And also, I just want to reassure you that the siding, the wood siding that we're using, it's not staying. I haven't decided at this point what theme I want to build my zoo just yet, but that'll be a problem for future Jackal, assuming I can, keep the zoo in the black. What are the odds we've already had an escape? I'm thinking pretty high, actually. Yeah. Run, little bit, run!
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Now it's time to address the other problem I didn't realize I was having, because this entire time while we've been setting up the bush dogs, we should have had people coming through and visiting. Like, the zoo's open, so why are there no people? Oh yeah, it's because of that persistent bug where the guests can't figure out how to use a zoo entrance that's been moved. So, anyway, now I've got to fiddle around with that for entirely too long. Like, far too long to try and get these guests through. The problem is that the game is generating guests, and it's assuming that they can come through the gate to visit. And on top of that, we've had an escape. Multiple escapes. So I am hemorrhaging profits because I can't possibly keep up with the demand because everything in the zoo is going wrong. It's fine. It's fine. We get it figured out. Eventually. It's gonna be okay. Right now, it's very frustrating, though. Well, I don't know why that worked. You mean zoo entry is free? No, it's not. But you know what? They can have a discount because of all the problems getting those gates to open. That's fine. There's still just a ton of people who are just not figuring out how to use these stupid gates. You know what? We've got people coming in. Okay, alright, so maybe we frightened off our first batch of guests. Sure, okay. I mean, it happens. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, it's fine. Not a big deal. You know, we'll get over it. We'll move on. Alright, you know what? We have our first animals in. They're secure-ish. The entrance finally functions, which is, frankly, I mean, of all the bars to have, I figured that would be the lowest one, but no, apparently not. So we need to get another animal in. And of course, it's dark, so you can't see anything, because I know that there's a way to edit your zoo hours. And that might be worth looking at. What are our zoo hours? 0 to 24. It's open 24 hours a day. That's great. It also means that we get a full day-night cycle, I think? I don't know. But it does mean we have the extra challenge of needing to actually, like, light this place. So, when we have the means to do that, we will do so. As of right now, though, we are hemorrhaging money. Can't fathom why. Don't know why that would be the case. So, we should probably deal with that real quick. So what's our next animal gonna be? We could add coyotes. We could add coyotes. What do you mean they're a low appeal, dangerous animal? I don't see a problem with this choice. It's fine. Now the thing is, anybody with a single brain cell paying attention to exactly what the best guidelines for opening a zoo should be would know that coyotes are not a good idea. They are large carnivores, and they will eat you out of house and home, so why have I done this? Spite, honestly. I don't know. I think at this point I was just so frustrated that I just wanted something that I could look at and would be fun. And at this point I'd kind of already committed to the bit of oops, all carnivores for a start. And you know what? I have made worse decisions. Not many, but some. Another big problem is that we're running with challenge mode, and that means that we only have a limited number of animals that we can possibly buy for. So yeah, a herbivore would be a lot cheaper if I can get the group sizes. There's plenty of other animals that I could get if I don't have to pay a certain number of CC for them. There's just so many things right now that are factors in, well, screw it, we might as well get coyotes. So that's what we do. We get coyotes and we just make it work, because what else are we gonna do? And we're just gonna add some education, because once again, a captive audience is a learning audience. We don't need OSHA regulations, we just need cash. Alright, and we are losing money, because of course we are. Let's go ahead and, I guess, build some guest services. Drink, food, merch, and bathroom. This can't go well. And now we're in a predicament, because while those guest facilities will bring in a bit of money, they're not going to draw in guests. The only way we can do that is to have more animals, but we can't build for any more animals because we're scraping the bottom edge of broke. Let's see, if we just look at the counter, we have, about $10,000 left. Fantastic. So, we can either try to build for an enclosure animal that's cheap, but doesn't really draw in guests, Or we can resort to money laundering. So I chose Titan beetles because they breed like rabbits and they sell for close to $1,000 a batch. For some reason, we haven't crashed and burned. We're almost back up to the 10K mark, and there's a couple of things we gotta do. So we don't have any trash bins, and that is becoming a problem. But we can't afford to hire any keepers. Or caretakers, I should say. So that sucks for us. So we're just gonna, I don't know, put some recycling bins in places. Hope people use them. And that's really all we can do. Okay, now if we do actually want the zoo to survive, we do, in fact, need another animal. And ideally something that's, you know, a little bit easier to keep, you know, is not terribly expensive. You know, something like maybe a wallaby. Well, as we head into year 3, the good news is that it looks like maybe we'll turn a profit. Who knows? We're left with 7K in the bank, which is not ideal. But, you know, we didn't go under. And sometimes that's all you can ask for. Okay, now I would like it if there were a few more people in the park. Best way to do that is with just a bit of marketing. But most of them are expensive, so we're gonna do the easy one and just set up some habitat cameras. So with our 9K, we have 3 animals and 1 exhibit species so far. So, you know what we gotta do? We gotta get another animal. Same rules as before, it's gotta be cheap. It's gotta have acceptable appeal. Which kind of rules out all of our birds, honestly. It's kind of a shame. We could get a T-Rex. The land taxes alone, I'm not paying for that. Oh, but they're so cheap and they're right there. Or you know, we could get a sand cat. Small, easy to care for, decent appeal, doesn't need friends. One of my favorite things about starting a new zoo like this is the anticipation of what we'll be able to remodel later. Like, I could totally see the sand cat habitat becoming something like, you know, like a rocky cave. But, you know, for now we just gotta do what we can on the cheap. The bigger question is, what we're gonna theme the rest of the zoo. I have a couple of ideas, and I think it'll be quite fun, but that'll have to wait until we can get there. For now, we're just gonna do what we can with, you know, the basic Planet Zoo pieces, and at some point in time, either a cohesive theme will pop up, or we'll finally have enough money to be able to hire some staff and maybe make a research center so that way we can get all of the big things out of the way. Of course, that might take a little bit of time. At least the zoo's no longer in financial freefall, so, I mean, at least we've got that kind of going for us. Well, I think things are on the up and up, so we've got our sand cats here. Is this the most beautiful habitat I've ever built? Oh no. No, absolutely not. But it does what it needs to do, and sometimes that's all we can ask for. Do you not want to look at the camera? Are you shy? Come look at the camera. Hi. How are you? Yeah, you're a cutie pie. We've got our coyotes. They've attempted to mate a couple of times, but I don't think they've been successful so far, and you'll notice. OSHA? No. Don't know what that is. Is that like ocean spelled wrong? I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway. We've got our Titan beetles. Of course, our starter animal, the bush dog, who is hopefully still in the habitat. Yes, here he is. Hello! Oh, they're so small. They're just so small. And the babies are even smaller. Like, impossibly so, but they are. And, of course, finally, our last animal, at least for the starter, is going to be our wallabies. There they are. They're having a lounge. So there we have it. We have started a zoo. Is it impressive? No. But impressive comes with time. You know, we have to have some kind of build kit to work with that isn't just the base game. We have to have the budget for decorating, which we don't have right now. We have concession stands, but we need a few more people to work them because things are a little bit tight as it is. It's usually good to have multiple vendors, you know, just to take up the slack. There's definitely a lot we can improve on, not to mention the fact that we have a fairly low number of staff. You know, we've got basically our keeper and our veterinarian, and that is all we have. And they're not very well trained. But you know what? The zoo is functional. We're thinking about making a profit. Maybe. Possibly. It could happen. I mean, you know, not gonna knock it. So I think that'll basically do it for today. Next time, we are going to continue. We've got a whole bunch of research we gotta do. We gotta make sure this thing stays solvent. That's gonna be a whole task in and of itself, and I wouldn't mind trying to get some coyote babies. We'll see if maybe we can make that work in any kind of way. So anyway, I've been Jack. This is my coffee break. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time.